IELTS Listening, Section 4. You will hear a lecturer giving a lecture about the ancient astronomy and civilizations. First, you have sometimes to look at questions 31 to 40. Now we shall begin. You should answer the question as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer the questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. In today's lecture, we'll be diving into a fascinating intersection of history and science, the field of ancient astronomy. Long before modern observatories, telescopes, or satellites existed, early civilizations were already studying the heavens with extraordinary care and precision. Their observations and interpretations of the cosmos not only shaped their daily lives, but also influenced religion, architecture, agriculture, and governance. Let's begin by looking at what ancient peoples actually observed. Without light pollution or modern distractions, early skywatchers spent countless hours tracking the shifting positions of stars, planets, and the moon. These individuals noticed repeating patterns overhead, which allowed them to make sense of the vast night sky. Seasonal changes, eclipses, and the phases of the moon were not just curiosities. They were keys to understanding time and nature. One of the most advanced ancient astronomical cultures was the Maya civilization of Mesoamerica. The Mayans are particularly notable for creating a detailed calendar system that tracked both lunar and solar cycles with remarkable accuracy. This wasn't simply for counting days. Their calendars helped them determine religious festivals, farming cycles, and even when to go to war. The ancient Egyptians, too, demonstrated a strong connection between architecture and astronomy. Their most iconic structures, the pyramids of Giza, were not randomly oriented. They were aligned with extraordinary precision to certain celestial bodies, including specific stars in the Orion constellation. This alignment likely reflected their belief in the soul's journey to the afterlife among the stars. Turning to Northern Europe, we find Stonehenge, an enormous ring of standing stones in England. For centuries, scholars have debated its exact purpose, but many now agree that it likely functioned as a kind of observatory. When standing at specific points within the monument, one can witness the sunrise during solstices perfectly framed between the stones. Clearly, this was not accidental, but the result of careful astronomical design. Interestingly, astronomy was not merely about stars and sky for ancient societies. In imperial China, for example, the emperor's power was seen as being tied to the heavens. Astronomers in ancient China were government officials, and observing celestial events was considered a matter of maintaining order and predicting signs from the divine. Eclipses and comets were interpreted as omens, sometimes bringing changes in leadership. Throughout many civilizations, celestial bodies weren't viewed purely as scientific objects. The sun, moon, and stars were often symbols of divine power. In mythology, gods and goddesses were linked to the skies, from Ra in Egypt to Apollo in Greece. Observing the heavens became a form of spiritual practice, and astronomical knowledge often remained in the hands of priests and scholars. Another important reason for studying the sky was agriculture. The movements of the sun and stars allowed early farmers to predict seasonal changes. This helped them with farming planning, deciding when to plant or harvest crops. For instance, the heliacal rising of the star Sirius signaled the annual flooding of the Nile River, which was crucial for Egyptian agriculture. What's truly astonishing is that ancient astronomers did all of this without any modern instruments. Their primary tool was the human eye, trained through years of patient observation. They constructed elaborate tools, like sundials, water clocks, and sighting devices. but the real measurements relied on naked vision and a deep understanding of patterns. Beyond practical use, ancient astronomy also shaped storytelling. Constellations were not just points of light, but characters and tales passed down for generations. Ancient cultures created elaborate legends around them, offering explanations for natural phenomena through mythological stories. These stories not only entertained, but also encoded valuable knowledge in memorable ways. Today, many of the structures these civilizations built still stand. Due to their cultural, scientific, and architectural value, places like Stonehenge, Chichen Itza, and parts of Egypt are now recognized as World Heritage Zones by UNESCO. These sites serve as a testament to human curiosity and ingenuity long before the age of space travel. So to summarize, ancient astronomy wasn't just about stars, it was about survival, faith, structure, and storytelling. Despite the lack of modern tools, these early observers laid the foundations of astronomy as we know it today.
That is the end of Section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Please make sure you have transferred all your answers to the answer sheet correctly. The listening test is now over. You may now proceed to the reading section.